10 o'clock. Good morning to each of you fellow commissioners. Glad to see you here. We've got, before the roll call, I'll say we've got everyone here. Good morning to all the audience. We've got a full agenda today, so if you make comments, let's try to be aware of that. We've got, first thing we're going to do is have a prayer, and then Penny Daniels is going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. So let's all stand. Dear gracious God in heaven, we're so thankful for this day. We're thankful that we live in a country where we can choose our representatives. We're mindful, Heavenly Father, at this time that there are wars in the world. We pray that your hand of guidance in those things. We're mindful, Heavenly Father, of grievous diseases that are spreading. We pray that you'd be with those that are tending to the sick, and we pray that you'd be with those also who are doing research to further human life and to do those things that are acceptable in your sight. We pray that you would be with this body of commissioners this morning as we discuss the business of this county. We pray that you'd be with every citizen of this county. Help us to all look to your word for guidance. And we're so thankful, Heavenly Father, for the men and women who are willing to put their lives on the line to guard the freedoms that we have. And we're thankful for those who many years ago gave us a constitution, gave us a country that we can be free in. This prayer I make in Jesus' name. Amen.
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 Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, on your agendas it says number 4 will be elect chairman, but Commissioner Jim Bush has made a request of me to be put on the agenda here before we elect a chairman, and I'm going to honor that request. He's got some items that he wants to bring to our attention about the county and the insurance and things like that, and I'm going to let him give the floor to Jim Bush and let him. He's got a list of things that he thinks that we need to consider over the next months and act on appropriately. So I'm going to turn the floor over to Jim Bush.
All right, ladies and gentlemen of the commission, if you will, get you a pencil and paper out. These are some things that we're going to have to look at in the future. Number 1, we need to start having a bid on all our insurances, whether it be health or whether it be buildings of the county and so on. We have not done that in the past. This is something that we have got to do, because since we've been approached and said that our monies are running short, what we need to do as far as to benefit the taxpayer is to have these bids let out to get the most bang for the buck for the county and for the taxpayers of the counties. Now, secondly, we need to have bids on the fuel and diesel for all equipment to be let out. Whichever one has the cheapest bid on all of our fuel, they'll be ones that will take care of all the county's equipment. Fire trucks, sheriff's department, ambulances, and so on. This is the best way to do it. Competition in the workplace, it's the best way to go. Number 2, as far as utilization of county equipment should not be utilized unless it's under county business. As far as the ambulance concerns, where they make calls or whatever, that's their job. Sheriff's department, they do their thing, whether it be their jobs. It's not to be loaned out to any entities, because we got burnt last year on this. The county ambulance was loaned to Short Mountain Distillery. The people that worked the ambulance, they got paid cash money to work it, but we did not get no money for the use of the ambulance. The sheriff's department, Their overtime come to $3,600. They did not get a dime. We want the $3,600 that is owed us from Short Mountain Distillery to do the traffic and all the other law enforcement that was out there. Now, if they choose to have something going on up there, it's up to them to carry their own ambulance, if that's what they want to do, hire their own personnel. If they want law enforcement, it's up to them to have their law enforcement to carry out. Now, once they make that call out of that facility, then it comes into the county government. That is $3,600 of the taxpayers' money that is due the county at this time. Now, is there any questions about that? But I wanted y'all to be aware of what's going on. Now, going with this, the county policy as it is written in the booklet for all county employees is vague as far as sick days and vacation days. Okay? It does not say you cannot accumulate sick days. It does not say anything about not being paid for accumulated sick days. And on the vacation time part, it's just as vague. Now, Mr. Gannon, he has went to the process now with the county attorney. They are wanting to reevaluate the county policy. But we have people that's under the old plan now that have accumulated time that deserve their money. And one of them is Miss Shirley Young back here. Miss Young, will you please step up here, please? Right up here. And if you will, state your name and...
Well, I'm Shirley Young. I worked in the trustee office for 5 years. Prior to that, I worked at the election office for a little over 4 years. And when I left the trustee office, or actually before I left the trustee office, Wayne was concerned about our accumulated sick and vacation times, whether we would be paid for it or not. He talked to Mike, the county executive, and Mike told him it wouldn't be a problem, that there would be a budget amendment be paid. And then when I turned in my timesheet, my final timesheet with my vacation and sick leave time on it, I was told that I could not be paid for the sick leave time. And then it went on, and I talked to Mike again, and he said, well, I'll have to check and see if the election administrator was paid. And then I talked to Wayne again too, and he said that he went back and talked to Mike, and Mike told him that the sick leave could be paid at that time, but that was not mentioned in the first time. And it's like Jim said, the policy is very vague. It just says sick leave can be cumulative for all days not paid or not used. And the same thing on the vacation days. It says they can be cumulative up to 20 days. And I think, the policy needs to state, I think, whether it's paid, not paid. If people have been paid in the past, I'm asking to be paid for the sick leave. I'm not
How many
asking to
did
be
you have? How many hours or
I have
days?
48 days
Of sick and vacation or
sick leave. I have been paid with vacation pay, which was
All of
sick
it?
days.
Now, another thing, ladies and gentlemen of the commission, be aware also, if she had stayed in her employment, she could have just went ahead and just said, all right, I'm going to do my sick days, and it would have been paid, and she'd have went on through the 45 days, and, that would have been it. But as far as the vagueness of the county policy is concerned, when she left her job, it was automatically on the understanding that she would have her accumulated days and it would be paid. Now, once this new policy, I haven't heard anything about what the new policy is going to be. Now, Mr. Darrell Young, the sheriff, he had ran in upon this, how many years ago, Darrell? 4 years ago, when he first come into office. And I believe you remember it, Mark, you remember it. It was the same situation. Now, after Darrell went through what he did, he changed his policy in writing of all of his personnel. And what is your policy now, Darrell?
Sick days, if you're sick, you can get paid for that sick day. But if you don't use
Up to how many?
they've been looking at 96 days. If they retire, that rolls over into retirement. But if they don't, they lose sick days. If they just quit, you don't get paid for sick days.
But it is laid out in your policy, and that's the problem with the old policy, that it is not clear at all. It doesn't say one way or the other, and that's what we've been working to correct, and we you know, from this time forward, and every 4 years when you have people that may not be reelected or choose not to run again, you're going to have this problem if we don't correct this problem in the policy manual. It needs to be correct.
Or the person that works under the people that are elected.
That's right. That's right. That's exactly right. Yeah. Anybody that changes their employment at the elections may run into this problem. So that's why we need to have a clear policy.
It seems like it should be countywide, don't y'all think?
Well, we probably should have the same policy for everybody, but Darrell had this problem, and he rewrote his. And we've been in the process of rewriting. Did the audit committee recommend us to rewrite the policy? That's right.
Yes, Chairman. The audit committee has recommended that for the past 2 years.
2 years, and I've seen it. We hadn't voted on it yet, but I have seen the proposed changes. You know, county executive's got a copy of it. I think has the attorney looked at it yet?
He has it now.
He has now. Okay, so it's ready to be approved, and I applaud the audit committee for looking at that and seeing that this is a problem we need to address, because, you know, you could have a lot of paid time that was due people. If you're not clear about it, you wouldn't know how much it was. So when you get clear about it, you know, well, we've got to have this much money laid aside in case, you know, in case somebody died, they'd be due it, I suppose.
And Chairman Barker, also, this is subject to happen every 4 years.
That's right. That's exactly right.
You know, changing of administration.
And I wish we'd gotten it cleared up before this 4 years.
Right.
But since Shirley was hired, she was hired under the old policies. I don't think that would have changed what she is due, because she was, the years that she worked under the old policy, that's what the policy was. Even if, you know, and that's still the policy until we recommend a new policy. Is there anything else, Jim?
No, but
Okay.
what I'm asking right now, I want Miss Young, as far as her situation, I want it to be resolved today.
It's fine. You got a motion?
I'll make a
Let me
motion.
say something.
All right, that's fine.
Shirley told you was correct, but I did not know this, but I thought Stan Dobson was paid sick time. He was only paid vacation time, and so were the deputies that left 4 years ago. We checked with Ms. Hill, they were not paid sick time. No, and I went back as far as Harold Patrick, when he was in, nobody that we could ever find has ever been paid sick time. They have the option to roll that sick time over into, if you've got a year's sick time, you have that option to roll it over into your retirement.
Into your retirement.
And you can get paid up to 20 days vacation. That's what's been, this will be the first time anybody's been paid sick.
Well, this is a time, though, that we're going from one policy to the other one, and we're going to clear this up, but we don't want to leave anything hanging that's not cleared up. Darrell, what did y'all do 4 years ago?
Vacation only.
Okay, that's what y'all did. Okay.
Chairman Barker.
The only thing worries me is, what about the people in the past? Are they gonna come back and say, you owe me for my sick time when I left? Or are we looking at a big thing here? You know, I don't know. Hopefully Carly should have this new policy reviewed within the next few days and give me a recommendation on it. And
It clarifies it. I understand that. The new policy absolutely clarifies it, and I suggest that you put the new policy on our next agenda for next
I
month.
hope to have it
and mail it out to us as soon as Mike Corley reviews it, and let us review it, and then we need to be ready to vote on the new policy next month. Now,
the thing what Mike said, you know, what he said. Now, when it was first brought to him, you know, said he would look into it. Now, this is before Miss Young had left, okay? Now, technically, if you leave, technically, you lose. You know, you're automatically, you're out of it. You know, you don't have no claim or nothing. But, he said, you know, I'll look into it, everything, you know, we'll work through this.
I mean, Shirley, you were under the impression when you left that they were both, your sick and the vacation would be paid, and if you had not been under that impression, you might not have.
Well, that was the impression. That was what my told.
Yeah, Wayne was your employer, so to speak. He was your direct supervisor. The county was your employer. Wayne was your direct supervisor, and according to your direct supervisor, you felt it was all right for you to go ahead and go to the house, and you'd have this coming. Correct? That's right.
It's simple enough.
Chairman Barker, is there any county official here that can validate that any of their past employees have been paid sick days in addition to vacation days?
Did everyone hear what Glenn asked?
I'm looking for a precedence.
Anna Nichols, she got paid sick days, am I correct?
No, she only got vacation days.
I heard that they were paid accumulated days, so I don't know if that covers sick days.
Well, see, there you go with the bag.
Miss Hilda, you keep.
Ever since I have worked with the sheriff's department, if anybody left, the days they had for vacation, they got paid for. No one has ever received sick time pay when they left out of town.
I did some research. My wife is employed in Murfreesboro, and the place that she's employed, they changed theirs several years ago, and there is no such thing as vacation days and sick days being different. They're all personal time off days, and they do accumulate to a certain extent. And you know, you take your personal day off, whether you're sick or whether you're going to see your grandchild's play at the school. You know, it doesn't matter. And you know, that's the way they handled it because of this very thing here. But now our new policies will handle it. Right now though, we're at the point of transitioning between the new policies and old policies, and it's another time we've got an election year, and you got a question about it.
But I'm a firm believer, if she was not led to believe what she was told, she would have stayed there and she would have got her 45 days. Now,
Most people.
If you stop and think now, if you're led to believe that you was going to get this, and you would say, well, why should I stay if I'm going to get paid? Now, if I'm not going to get paid, but if I stay and get paid, I'll stay and get my days. Anybody with any kind of rational thinking would do that.
I understand that, but then you got the problem, like Mike said, if these other employees could come back and say, well, I didn't get mine, I want mine.
Well, the thing about it is, we're going back to what we were told, what she was told.
They knew at the time, I think most of them knew at the time that they
I
were.
remember specifically I said, if anybody had ever been paid sick leave, I'll see that you get yours. I was under the assumption when Wayne first approached me, it was vacation. I don't mind paying her at all. It's not that I care. I was just advised not to because it never had been done before. We'd always done it.
We understand that. It's a matter of what Shirley understood.
If y'all vote to pay her, I'll vote.
Well, I mean,
It's a matter of what Shirley understood when she left the employment. Is
What she
I
was
bring
told.
to. What she understood, yeah.
And what I told her was, I'll look into it, and if I find where anybody's ever been paid sick time, I'll see that you get it. And I can't find it nowhere.
Glenn, ask your question again, so everybody, is there anybody in here that?
Is there any county official knows of any past employees that they have had that have been paid for sick days?
Ricky, what's the animal service policy?
already been paid sick time, they get vacation pay, but not sick pay.
Thank you.
911's the same way.
Let's see, we're going back, and I have a problem with this. When a person tells me something, when a person tells me something, that's what I go with. That is my problem. Whether anybody else has had any other different associations or different outcomes of their employment or whatever, but when a man sits there and tells you one thing, and that's what you go with, and just like I said, take in consideration what you were told, and if you was told different, you'd have stayed there and you'd have got your days.
Well, you're not supposed to take sick days just to get your days. You're supposed to be sick. Really, you're supposed to have a doctor's excuse to take sick.
Well, I'm sure around here you could get a doctor's
Well,
excuse.
that's
Well,
what
you're getting into something right there that's not, that Shirley wouldn't do.
Well,
Now, Shirley
but
wouldn't do,
what
I
I'm
know
saying,
Shirley Young, she wouldn't do that.
Well, see, but this is what's coming over here.
Well,
But what I am saying, if it's between her quitting and knowing that she had her time, she would not quit her job knowing that she was going to lose her
is there
time.
any more discussion?
May I say something?
Yes, sir, Mike. Well, yeah, this is Wayne Prater. I'm going to recognize Wayne Prater. He was the trustee until just a few weeks ago. Go ahead.
It was always my understanding that the employees received annual day, and I don't remember exactly how it's accumulated, a half a day or something every month or something like that, as well as sick day leave. And I'm sure every office holder here has had somebody down the line somewhere or another that was sick one day and got paid for it. And I always told Shirley and Norma as well, do not use your sick days unless you absolutely have to, because you will get paid for those. Should you leave or whatever. And I'm sure there's days that they have used the sick day on their timesheet and so forth, where they had annual days, and usually that's what I encourage them to do, to take those annual days. The last year, the trustee's office, we turned in out of our budget better than $4,000 that we did not spend. $28 million went through the trustee's office in 2013. That's a lot of money, a lot of responsibility. Our budget was like $156,000 roughly. We turned back in commissions and fees $180-something thousand. So the money should be there, in my opinion, you know, for her to receive her sick day pay. If there's any fault, it would be mine for not knowing exactly how that read, and I've read it as well as y'all, and it's just not clear, but it was always my understanding that they got paid for those sick days.
Well, Mr. Wayne, you know, I understand what you're saying, and I appreciate what you've said. You know, you're a good man. There ain't no doubt in my mind. You know, and you know, I appreciate the work you've done. I appreciate, you know, that you've turned money back in all these years that you've been in office, and we appreciate that. And, you know, I know what you're saying, that, you know, the money's there. And, you know, we're getting back to what's owed us right now, $3,600 from up on Short Mountain. Well, $3,600 will go a long way on this $5,200 that's owed Miss Young.
Is there any more discussion, anyone?
I called for a vote.
Wait a minute. Ms. Parker, what's the school board do with theirs?
Pardon?
Ms. Parker?
Oh.
All right, all full-time employees accumulate sick leave. Sick leave must be used for sickness only. If it's a long-time sickness, you have to have FMLA paperwork in place to use sick leave. All sick leave goes, if that's accumulated when they leave, goes toward retirement.
Now, this new policy, Mike, is it gonna be for everybody? The sheriff's department, ambulance service, is it all gonna be under one umbrella?
Several years ago, the commission decided to let the sheriff's department have their own, so I'm planning.
Well, what about the ambulance
It'll
service?
be for everybody other than the sheriff's department.
Darrell, if you would look at what their proposals
I
are,
have to have my own policy.
do I now?
state says I have to have my own car.
Fair enough.
But the new policy will be, and for anybody, well, the highway department or schools won't, because they're governed by independent boards, but anybody other than the sheriff's department, everybody, the highway department, schools, and sheriff's department, everybody else, and 911, everybody else will be covered. They'll have to have their independent policies.
Is there any other discussion for the commissioners? Yeah, yes, Shirley?
Can this just be rolled over into retirement? Does that cost the county anything to do that?
I don't think so, and that's what, and don't get me wrong, I don't care at all, Lady Shirley. It's, I've just been advised not to till the commission said to do it. Y'all have to make a budget amendment to do it. Now, and in the past, she hasn't retired, but say Charlotte, you retired, whatever sick days she's got, and whatever years, if she happened to have 6 months worth of sick days, that would add a 6-month period of the time of her retirement. That's the way we've done it. What my research finds, that's what we've always done.
Is it, Shirley, what you're asking is it too late for me to just add it to my retirement?
Well, I mean, is that, if nobody's ever been paid, I don't want to be treated any differently from anybody else.
And
I'm not
keep-
asking that, but of course, if it was like I said, Wayne and I did have the understanding they would be paid, but I don't want to be treated.
And I was
differently.
told Dobson was paid, but when we checked, he wasn't. He had several days of vacation he was paid, and I believe.
Was his added to his retirement, or did he wasn't even under the state retirement, because he wasn't paying to
He
it?
never did take state retirement, so
He wasn't
lost
paying to it. Shirley, you've been paying into state retirement, right?
And I did tell Shirley if anybody had ever been paid, I would pay her. But then when I come.
All of this would not have happened if we hadn't had a vague policy.
Our policy was set in 98 or 99, so it's way out.
Yeah,
dated.
there you go.
And our auditors have advised us, as well as the audit committee, to do a new policy. We have a new policy that I think will be really,
We need to vote on it next month.
it's, Corley, but the auditor told me that Corley had to go over it word for word and sign off.
Well, that's prudent. Any other discussion, anyone?
Call for a vote.
I need a motion.
I make a motion that we pay her.
All right, Jim Bush makes a motion that we just go ahead and pay Shirley for her accumulated sick days. Do I hear a second? Speak now. All right, the motion fails for lack of a second. But we're going to investigate. I suggested we investigate whether Shirley can have this added to her retirement, just exactly like she said it would be.
Oh, I can 99% tell you that, yes, she can do that.
Okay,
The 40-something days would add, which would figure into the formula what she would draw.
that's right. So that'll be,
Shirley, would you agree to that?
I don't, like I said, I don't want to be treated differently. It's my understanding that some have been paid in tax, maybe that's a misunderstanding, and it was what I stated on.
and it's an easy misunderstanding to make because Shirley, the policy, when you and I talked the other day, it doesn't say yes, it doesn't say no. So that leaves it up to whatever the person thinks that's reading it.
All the policies I've received state the same.
That's right.
If I find an incident where it was ever paid, I'll be the first to come back.
All right, I want to entertain a motion that we see to it that Shirley Young's retirement date is added to it the number of days that she had acquired.
That'll be fine.
Have you made that, you gonna make that motion?
That'll make
Now, do I hear a
I'll second.
second? All right. Karen Ashford seconds that motion. You got that, Cynthia?
Yes.
Karen Ashford seconded. Call the roll.
Mark Barker.
Yes?
Russell Reed.
Yes.
Todd Oldenburg.
Yes.
Karen Ashford.
Yes.
Jim Bush.
Yes.
James Holloway.
Yes.
Glenn Fisher.
Yes.
Brett Bush.
Yes.
Richie Hunter.
Yes.
Adam Milton.
Yes.
All cards. Motion carried.
Thank you. And thank you, Shirley,
Thank you.
for your diligent work, and thank you for being understanding about something that is, it's something that you could have made your mind up to do differently, but you handled it in the right way. All right, now,
Now,
all
this that we discussed before that.
is for our information.
Is for your information, and then we're gonna come back next month. Y'all think about this and things that we've got to do to save this county money. And I appreciate it, y'all do your research. And I appreciate you listening.
Okay. Thank you, Jim. Now, we're in between number 3 and number 4 on our agenda. Number 4 is to elect a chairman. I've been privileged to serve as your chairman since the untimely death of Bob Stetzel, who was chairman. Before that, I was chairman pro tem. And the last time we voted, or I know one of the times that we voted, I nominated myself. I nominated the county executive to be chairman, and I still feel that way. But I serve at your pleasure, and I will do the best I can for whatever you ask me to do, whether it's chairman or temporary chairman or not be chairman at all. So at this time, I'm going to open the floor for the nominations for the chairman of the commission.
I'd like to make a nomination.
Okay.
Seemed to work better before. I make the nomination for Mike Gannon to be our chairman.
Okay. Mike Gannon's been nominated.
I nominate Mark Barker.
All right. Any other nominations?
I nominate Jim Bush.
All right. We've got 3 nominations. Do I hear a motion that the nomination cease?
I make a motion nomination, sir.
Okay. Mike Gannon's been nominated, I've been nominated, Jim Bush has been nominated. Okay. Now, the nomination, Karen Ashford made a motion that the nomination cease. I think that needs a second.
I'll second.
Okay. All right, you got 3 people to vote for. Everybody understand who the 3 are that you can vote for that have been nominated?
I'll call the roll, then
You call the roll in the same order that you usually call, and we will state one name or the other.
Okay, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Mark Barker.
Mike Gannon.
Okay. Russell Reed.
Mark Barker.
Okay. Todd Hollenberg.
Mike Gannon.
Karen Ash.
Mike Gannon.
Jim Bush.
You'll have to ask me.
So,
Oh, Jim.
I'm conceded.
James Holloway.
Mike Gannon.
Glenn Stickey.
Mike Gannon.
Brent Bush.
Jim Bush.
Richie Hunter.
Mark Barker.
Adam Melton.
Mike Gannon.
According to my figures, Mike's got 6.
3, 4, 5, 6 for Mike.
2 for me and 2 for Jim. Is that right?
That's for him, yeah.
Okay. All right. We got 6 for Mike, 2 for me, and 2 for Jim. So we'll go back to the way we were a few years ago. The county executive will be the chairman. And again, I appreciate y'all's support for the months that I've been in. It's a pleasure to serve with you. Chairman pro tem, you gonna do it, Mike?
Whatever y'all want me to do.
You go ahead. You ask for a nomination for chairman pro tem, and then you got the agenda, and you can just keep going. I will tell you, Mike, when we get to something that has been requested for me before the meeting, I'll just bring it up for you.
Before we do Chairman Pro Tem, I want to say I never asked the first one of you to vote for me because I was perfectly happy the way it was. Mike did an outstanding job, and I really wanted him to continue doing it, but I agreed when one of the commissioners approached me that I would do whatever the majority wanted me to do, so that's the reason. Decided you want Mark back any time, that's all we got to do is tell me. I'll be happy to let you do it back. Item number 5, select Chairman Pro Tem. Will open the floor for nomination. Russell
Jim Bush.
Jim Bush been nominated.
Mark Barker.
Mayor Nashville nominates Mark Barker. Any other nominations? Have a roll call.
Mark Barker,
I'll vote for myself.
Very good, I feel better.
Russell Reed,
Jim Bush.
Bob Hollenberg,
Mark Barker.
Karen Ashford,
Mark Barker.
Jim Bush,
Well, I gotta vote for myself since Mark did.
James Holloway,
Mark Barker.
Glenn Stickley,
Mark Barker.
Brent Bush,
Jim Bush.
Richie Hunter,
Mark Barker.
Adam Miller.
Mark Barker.
Looks like Mark got it, he got 7-3.
I wish you'd have voted for yourself a while ago, Mark. Item number 6, outstanding employee awards. This has been done for the last 2 or 3 years by the American Legion, and we appreciate them doing that. Mr. Charlie Harrell, Mr. Jim Stone, Ms. Kenny Daniels are here to do that. And what they do, they give an award to this department who was nominated as the outstanding employee of that department. So I'll turn the floor over now to Mr. Charlie.
Thank you. American Legion Post 279, by the way, part of that name is the Hilton Stone American Legion Post 279. Is glad to do this, and of course we did it with city employees, and a lot of these people need to be recognized, and we're real proud of all the first responders and the work they do. Thank you, Commission, for letting us do this. I want to introduce a couple of people. I don't have to tell you the name. The first vice commander is Brett Bush. Penny Daniels is the adjutant. She keeps all the records and keeps us straight. And Jim Stone is the communication or public relations. Public relations. I like to say he's the bullshooter. He does a fantastic job. I'd like for all these people to come up here so we can move right along. Ed Brown, Michael George, Skylar Daniel, Roger Lovern, and who's the next one, Jim? Darrell Fisher. If you'll come over here, well, that's all right, either side. Jim is going to read a proclamation, and then I'll present you with a couple of things.
Hey, Charlie, Roger Glover is out of town this weekend, and is there an employee of the ambulance service here?
Todd.
Would you accept Roger for him?
He's done stuff.
Oh, here's Rick. Yeah, come ahead, that's fine.
Go ahead, Jim.
I'll read the citations, but before I do, let me kind of re-emphasize the fact that this is a great honor for Post 279 in Woodbury to honor our first responders. Because you think about it, when you've got a burglar in your house, or you got a fire, or you got a heart attack, hey, these are the folks that's going to help. And so we need to honor these folks every year. This is from the Cannon County Sheriff's Department, signed by Sheriff Darrell Young. It says, I have some of the most dedicated employees that a person could ask for in the business we're in. One employee that stands out is Jail Administrator Ed Brown. He goes beyond his duties to help out. Ed takes a lot of stress off me dealing with the jail side of our jobs when it comes to inmates and their needs. He is always willing to help out with projects where he can use inmate labor and will get in the middle and work alongside the inmates to get the job done. I brought Ed Brown on board with me when I took office in 2010. He had worked in the corporate world for almost 30 years. I told him that there was a world of difference between corporate and law enforcement. He laughed and said, there can't be that much, and boy, did he learn the hard way. He is the point of contact for the T-Top and a huge part of the court system when inmates are to be transported. I've called him at all hours when I needed extra help on various cases, where it is to bring an extra body on a stakeout, a vehicle to haul evidence, or the bus to transport prisoners. Ed takes his job very serious. When someone needs our help, Ed Brown is the go person at the jail. He will always tell me what someone wants to know and knows where we can do the job or not. I am proud to call Ed Brown my friend, and I'm proud to name him the Employee of the Year.
Ed, on behalf of the American Legion Post 279, I present you with a certificate for meritorious service in Loyal Corporation. Thank you very much for your service and your dedication. Michael George.
Michael George has dedicated 21 years of service to the Cannon County Fire Department. He has served several years as chief of the Moortown Volunteer Fire Department. Michael is also currently serving as the Cannon County Assistant Fire Chief. He is a member of the Cannon County Rescue Squad. He also serves on the 9/11 Board and the Fire Board. He has been through numerous training classes such as Firefighter 1, Vehicle Extrication, Swift Water Rescue, and Land Search and Rescue. He has also been a licensed EMT for many years. He has sacrificed many hours to Cannon County to make it a safer place for his fellow citizens. Michael is being awarded the Firefighter of the Year because of his dedication and hard work to the Moortown Fire Department as well as Cannon County.
Michael, by the same token, meritorious service, thank you very much, and for all the volunteer stuff that you do. You're a great guy. I'm old enough to remember watching you grow up. Skylar Daniel.
I think he's old enough to remember the first wagon that came into town. Skylar Daniel has been on the Cannon County Rescue Squad for the past 5 years and is currently serving as the CCRS chaplain. He is also a member of the Short Mountain Fire Department. During his time on the rescue squad, he has completed many tasks, such as vehicle extrication, search and rescue. Within the next year, he will be attending a class to become a vehicle extrication instructor. Skylar has been an instrumental part in the Cannon County Rescue Squad's fundraising efforts by collecting the most donations for the past 2 years during the CCRS Rescue Ride. Skylar Daniel is being awarded Member of the Year for his efforts, accomplishments, and dedication to the Cannon County Rescue Squad.
Thank you for your meritorious service. It's great to be from Short Mountain myself. Thank you very much.
Roger has been employed with the Cannon County Ambulance Service for the past 21 years, serving first as an EMT and now as a paramedic. He has also served as supervisor under the Director Ricky Cope for the past 11 years. Roger is very dedicated and dependable and has earned the respect of all the ambulance service employees. There is no doubt that Roger has helped save many lives over his long and exceptional career.
Darrell Fisher.
Darrell serves as the Cannon County Maintenance Supervisor. His responsibilities include preventive maintenance and any repairs on county-owned buildings. Darrell attends a corrections training workshop each year which qualifies him to supervise inmates on all his maintenance projects. This benefits the county taxpayers while teaching inmates valuable work skills they can use once released from jail. Darrell is a gifted craftsman with wood, electrical, plumbing, masonry, and anything associated with building technology. Cannon County's buildings are in better condition today due to Darrell's efforts and skills than at any time in recent years. The citizens of Cannon County owe Darrell a great deal of gratitude for saving the taxpayers a great deal of money while upgrading and maintaining county-owned buildings.
service, and I quite often hear people say, "You're the jack of all trades, you can do anything." Thank you. Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, all of you.
I want to thank the American Legion for doing that every year. That's a morale booster. We appreciate that. And I had the opportunity to work with every one of these people that were given an award. And they all make it all
We'll be back next year.
look forward to it. Item number 7 is discussion of the fire department building. Samantha Hollingsworth and Michael Cole.
All right, Samantha wants me to do the talking. We come before you this morning as the Moretown Volunteer Fire Auxiliary Incorporated, which is a 501c3 corporation. Samantha's president of that corporation, and I am chairman of the board of that corporation. We come before you this morning asking for permission to build a building on the land that the county owns at the Moretown Fire Hall. Our plan is to raise funds through corporate donations and through fundraisers over the next 2 to 3 years to build a building. And if we need to, we may go before the USDA and try to put in, and we're going to put in for their grant through the USDA program. But we need the permission to build a building on the county property first. That way we have our ducks in a row when we do apply for that grant. And that's what we come before you this morning, that's for.
I'll make a motion, we give them permission.
Motion made by Mark Barker, second by Jim Bush, that we give permission to the Moretown Fire Department to build a building for auxiliary.
The fire auxiliary.
Fire
Yes.
auxiliary. Correct. To build.
I mean-
Is it an addition to your building or separate?
It will actually build a separate building there by the current
The
building.
auxiliary will fund it?
Yes, it'll all be funded by the auxiliary.
Everyone understand?
And what is it gonna be used for?
House the fire trucks that we have now. We got a couple sitting out, but also house the ones that we currently have, to put them in a better building. And then we'll use our building we have for our fundraisers, for our dinners, or for our breakfast, and start doing more of that out of that building there instead of trying to rent the school or somewhere else to go to.
So you're gonna build a big building?
Yes, ma'am.
What's the estimated cost on this building?
Right now, our cost is looking at $35,000.
How many square feet?
Be a 70 by 100.
Pretty assured you're gonna get the grant on that,
I
Michael?
feel pretty good about it from what we've talked to them. Yes, sir.
Mark Barker,
Yes.
Russell Reed,
Yes.
Todd Hollingsworth,
Yes.
Karen Ashby,
Yes.
Jim Bush,
Yes.
James Holloway,
Yes.
Liam Stickley,
Yes.
Brent Bush,
Yes.
Richie Hunter,
Yes.
Adam Melton,
Yes.
all five, motion carried.
Thank you.
Mike,
Yes,
while
sir.
you're up here, may I ask you some questions?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Two ladies, Jack.
Are you in the process of doing maintenance work on your other building?
Are we?
Yes, on the fire hall, not the auxiliary, but your fire hall building.
We're always doing something, but as far
Well, I
as
mean, what I'm saying,
having the floor repaired?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's started yet or not. I haven't been out there this week.
all right. Next question. Who authorized for you to do this? And how much money is involved?
I have no idea about the money for sure.
Well, how can you do this with not knowing how much money?
I authorized it, and it's $1,000.
Okay, when the budget committee, when we met, we had a line item in there about building maintenance for the firehouse. Mark, you was there the day when they brought that bill up here.
Let me say this, Jim, before we get too far.
Well,
I called asking how much it was because they gave me a bid on, they made a bid on it back in the spring. And I haven't got a copy of that from Darrell. I called Mike and asked him what the bid was. Mike said he didn't know, he was gonna give it to Darrell. Till Darrell called me and told me he was gonna start the next week on the building. It's the last I'd heard about it.
Okay, well, this ain't got nothing to do, with you, okay? Just hold on. Now, you remember the last time that they come up here about repairs after the fact.
Yes.
And you say, you know, it can't be done that way. It's got to come before the commission. Commission has to look at it and give the okay to spend the money.
Well, if it's under 1,000, if it's 1,000 or under though, they can get permission.
Well, that ain't what was
From
said at the time. Because you
They've
was
got
out-
line items in their budget to do that.
Exactly. And then it's supposed
It's
to
actually
go.
under the county general budget, it's not in our budget.
Okay.
And then the understanding was, it goes before the fire board, after they get their estimates and all that. The fire board, they have their meeting. After that, then it comes before us, we say yes or no. Okay?
Since it's a county building though,
Now, are we gonna hedge on this?
no. But it is a county building. Go ahead, Michael, explain that.
Matt, I just asked for the number. That's all I asked for. You can't go before the fire board or anybody without a number.
That's
And that
right.
was where I was left at. I don't know from there. It's under the county general budget, it's not under the fire board budget. We don't have a line item.
We have building maintenance in the county general budget that's not, that's under the building part. Correct, Mike?
Which is part of my budget.
But the thing about it is a fire hall building.
You put 17.5 in.
17.5.
in maintenance for the use for just repairs for fire halls.
Exactly. That's why we did that. That's why we didn't want it to come out of general fund.
It's going to be like 2,500 or something. If we hired it done, Darrell Fisher's going to use inmates and
$1,000.
Aaron, you say
Well,
something?
you're still using money that was voted that the commission would be approving in my book.
Well, after we approve the budget though, until they run
They still
out.
have to come and request it and from
No.
the commission, don't they? That was my
For,
understanding
not
and
for
I was,
maintenance,
that
not
was
for
my,
maintenance.
my understanding.
That's the understanding, Mark.
When the maintenance.
When you blew up that day.
I never have blown up, now don't accuse me of
All
that.
right, when you were concerned, let's put it that way. When you was concerned they spent the money without coming before us first to have the okay, you said it was not right.
That was money.
Now it's okay. Now, that's why we went in the budget, put it in an item line for the fire departments so they could have their maintenance. Didn't nothing say come out of the general fund to do anything as far as the fire departments because they have their own line.
That's right, and they don't have to come to us to request how to spend that whole
That
line.
wasn't what was. that wasn't what
I
was
kind
agreed
of
on.
disagree with that because any one of us chiefs
The
could go,
fire board,
could go and
to the fire board. Y'all got the 17.5.
No, this ain't got nothing to do
Well,
with
it kind of does, because you stood me up here and said I have gone without going before
No,
the
I
fire
didn't.
board
No, I didn't.
in so many words, and I don't like it, because all I did was ask for a number.
Michael, it ain't got nothing to do.
I can't go before
I-
anybody without a number.
You
I agree
asked a
with you.
question.
I mean, I understand what you're saying there. You asked for an estimate.
Yes.
Nobody's throwing you under the bus.
Okay.
We're just saying before the money is given to you to do it,
I'm good with that.
somebody needs to approve it.
Okay, I'm good with that. I just,
If you want somebody to approve it, it needs to be on the fire board's budget and let them approve it. Will you take it
the
before
money
the
should have
fire
been put
board,
before the
Mike?
fire board budget.
Mike,
Yes, sir.
will you bring
If
it
you gonna give me a paper saying how much it is, I'll take it till next Monday night.
Just for materials, we're gonna do the labor free. You get the fire board, if they sign off on it, will that please,
That's fine with me.
will that please everybody?
That's fine.
Well, I mean, that's the way it was set up to start with.
Well, we have more than one building maintenance budget though, you see. and-
But you had a line item set aside for the fire departments.
That's right.
So why would you want to go in the general fund with the other buildings when you've got a line item for the fire halls? That don't make sense.
To
Why
make
did
a-
we even do it to start
To
with?
make a $2,500 job be a $1,000 job and use inmate labor and Darrell, and it's a county building, and it just doesn't matter that
You
it's.
still can get an estimate and use the
That's
county
right.
people.
The county
to do
labor,
it. Yeah.
I mean, you can turn it any way you want to, Mark. It comes out the same.
Okay, let's move on to item 8. Michael will take it. Yeah, Mike.
Tim Bell is from the last meeting, and I forgot to put him in here. He's supposed to be between 7 and 8, and then from there on, is down to old business.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Mel, if you'll pass those five
sir.
around that way. And if you'll pass those five around that way. Last month, I came to you and laid out our 5-year strategic plan. We did that with the commission the first part of the year, and then was back here with you guys last month. I brought some information in for you. If you'll look at this book, and at the tabs where it says rescue and brush trucks, okay, you flip to that. On the left side of the page, the second one down, that's basically the one that we're proposing, with the exception of it would be a single cab vehicle. We would like to have a dual cab vehicle, but we don't really need it for 3 reasons. One is most of the time when we respond, it only has 1 or 2 people on the truck. 2, it's much more expensive than a single cab vehicle. And then 3, our building won't hold it. All right. So it would have that type of box on it that would be completely enclosed. All of our equipment would be inside of lockable cabinets. If we ever had to leave it out of a building for whatever reason overnight, then the vehicle could be locked up totally. The way our rescue truck is now is most of the equipment is exposed. It comes as you can get it Ford, Dodge, or Chevrolet, and gas or diesel. The bid that I got, a preliminary bid from this company here, which was a company that we have dealt with in the past on the tanker that the county took delivery on several years ago. It came up to $126,000. They will allow for a trade-in of that 87 model rescue truck. The allowance is $10,000 on it, so that would bring that bid down to basically $117,000 or so. I pitched to you guys last month how we're going to propose to pay for this. The USDA rural development will, they have rural funding for these type projects, for just like Michael has with the fire hall. The first rescue truck that we got in 2008, they paid for 15% of the project. That's a max that they'll pay for that. I've talked with Executive Gannon about some other grant programs that we could go for, but what I need for you today to do is to say, yes, we want to go down this avenue or not. If we start today with the USDA funding, it'll basically be a year before that paperwork gets through, and we'll know whether or not we're funded on that. So if we take $120,000, 18,000 of it could be from USDA funding. The squad has agreed that we can fund roughly $20,000. We cannot do that in 1 year. We'd have to do that over 4 to 5 years. There's some other small grant programs that I believe that we can get funding for, upwards of $5,000 to $10,000, maybe even more. And then Mike has 1 or 2 programs that he is looking at. But basically, there would be an amount left over, somewhere in the neighborhood of $75,000, depending on the bids and how many grants come in between that time. So we're proposing to do that and take part of that out of debt service over a period of time, which would be up to you guys, 4 to 5 years, whatever you want to do. The USDA will give us a loan for 17 years on that vehicle. They consider that the useful lifespan of the vehicle. And it's a subprime mortgage or subprime loan, and we've gotten that before. There's no early payoff fees associated with that. So the first year, basically, if you don't take the loan, then you don't need the grant. That's what they say. So you put the whatever's left over on the cost of the vehicle on a loan for 17 years, and when the county, if you want to come back and say, well, let's pay it off in 4 years, you take money out of debt service, shuttle it over, pay that loan off, and then just pay that off out of debt service. I'm not an expert on debt service. Mike knows much more about it than I do. But this would replace an 88 model vehicle. 1988 model vehicle that we bought used. It had 100,000 miles on it. It was a farm truck when we bought it. And we took the bed off and hopped it up into a rescue truck.
And this will be a 2000,
It'd be, well, depending on,
what year?
it would probably be really a 2016 model
16.
vehicle. That truck will last 25 years at least. The one we got now has lasted 27.
How much you want to borrow on it? How much you want?
It'd be roughly 75 to 77,000. It may be a little bit more depending on, I'm gonna try to write as many grants as I can to make that cost come down. If you take 70, I think if my math is right, you take 77,000 divided out over 25 years, that's less than $3,100 a year for the cost of that vehicle sitting here, and that would provide that vehicle and for 25 years into the future. If they don't wreck it, if they do. You take that, it's kind of like an ambulance. You take that box off and you slide another cab and chassis on it and you bolt it back down and you go another, ever how long it'll last.
How much is rescue squad running to put into it?
$20,000. And like I said, we can't do that in one whack. We just don't have that type of funding.
Any further questions for Ted?
I think we ought to go forward with it.
Tim, are you asking just to see if the commission wants you to pursue this, or are you asking, what are you?
So basically, I need you to approve the plan and get started on the plan. And then if the plan don't work, then we back up and come with another plan. But the plan, to get started, we cannot handle this debt load by ourselves. We just can't. You can't flip enough hamburgers to raise that kind of money.
So you're looking for $75,000?
Basically out of debt service, but it would, if the grant
It could
came
be over
in-
17 years, though.
It could be over 17 years. But debt service, and Mike can explain this much greater than I can,
Debt
is
service is set aside to pay off capital projects, whether ambulances, rescue trucks, fire trucks, buildings, all of that is capital projects. So it can legally be paid for out of debt service. And if the life expectancy of the truck, the auditors do not want you to finance it longer than the life expectancy of the truck. So if it's 17 years, you can finance that. They won't frown at all with financing a certain thing. If it's 5, you need to do it within 5. So he's telling you the truth there, whatever life expectancy is.
well, we could take that truck, and on paper for them, that would be their life expectancy. For us as a squad, that truck will last 25 years. I mean, we got one that's 27 years old now. I mean, we're holding it together, but
So that's $5,000 a year?
more or less, yeah. But it would be less. It'd actually be around $3,000 a year after public grants come in, hopefully.
It's at $3,100
That's
you're
the
talking about.
We think this is I feel like this should be a very easy decision. It provides a resource in the county that'll last a long time. It would be a vehicle that is designed to do this type of work. It would give the volunteers something to be safe in and proud of, and it will add resources to the community.
And the rescue squad has been diligent in keeping young people like Skylar and others active and involved in this. It's not something that you got, you don't have a track record.
Right.
You do have a good track
Well,
record.
we have some, like Michael Underhill here and myself, that are getting older, but we're hoping that we can grow up Mr. Daniels and some other folks and to take this organization and keep growing it forward. Yeah, that's true. And Mr. George back here in the back, we're all getting a little bit older, but but we keep younger folks around too.
That's a good sign.
Taking good part.
Yeah.
So you're going to pursue grants, and then what's left, you're asking for them to just give you the okay to go through with this, and then if the grants don't work or whatever, you'll come back with another plan, is that correct?
Right. The first step is to say, yes, Tim, this sounds good. Let's go with that. What I'll have to do is get a letter from the county executive's office saying the commission met on this day. Here's what they laid out. Here's what it is. I'll take that, and that goes with the grant package. Okay? If they deny the grant, then we come back with a new plan. It's just like playing ball. If that play doesn't work, which I think that it will, because we've been successful with USDA, this would be the third time. I've learned how to write these grants, and I'm not taking any kickback or grant writing fees or anything off that. I'm not taking any that I've ever written for the squad or the fire departments, the ambulance service, or anything.
You're saying today that if you do what Tim is asking you, you're saying today that you support his vision and support what he's trying to do now.
And it's not just mine, it's the whole organization. If I die tomorrow, Mike hires this person that he knows on the Upper Cumberland to write the grant. It's not dependent on me living until 5 more years for this plan to be successful.
The only question I got is, okay, I see it's $75,000 for this Shell truck. I'm just, are we, all the auxiliary equipment, you know, cutters and pumps and foam equipment, not, because I assume it's kind of the rest, that's not a.
Oh, that's just
yeah, that's right. So
a truck.
So that's just a truck. So there is some possible expenses that once you kind of get it and see what it's capable of, to fully utilize the truck, you might need something down the road, or you're going to have a fundraiser or something, because it's probably got quite a bit of capability to it. But I'm just wondering what those costs are.
Right. So currently we have 2 vehicles. One sits in town, one sits on Short Mountain. The 88 model sits on Short Mountain. We have been able to, through private foundation grants, public grants, public funding, private funding, build those vehicles up with equipment to where the one at Short Mountain does not have everything that the one in town does, but it's getting close. And we've gotten some stuff donated. We got a set of airbags donated from the Williamson County Rescue Squad. They got a big grant one year. They bought all brand new stuff. I called needing one regulator, and I said, we can't even afford that. And he said, how would you just like to have a whole set? And I said, yeah. So we just went over there and got it.
So this is replacing essentially one truck.
Replacing one truck and taking that equipment off and putting on that truck.
So no, but you need you have 2 trucks in the county.
Correct. So a couple of weeks ago, that 88 model truck was the primary vehicle, because our primary truck was gone to Chevelville for repairs, and it had over a period of a couple of weeks, it was over there for about 6 or 7 days. So it's kind of like in the days when we only had 2 ambulances here. When one was in the shop, you only had one, and if that one was gone, then you had none.
Is there any way, because in 2015, the other 3 fire trucks will be paid for, and we're looking at 3 more, any way that you can that tie together at the grant? For
Probably
trucks too?
not, because those will be buying used fire trucks. Yeah.
And you have to buy new.
And we need 3 fire trucks, you know. We definitely do. I know the county does.
Yeah,
if you put it on the USDA grant, the payment would be basically, you take, say, take $77,000 and amortize that out at about 4.5% interest over 17 years, and that's what the payment would be. It'd be probably about $5,000 a year payment.
On this?
On that, yeah, roughly.
Now, have y'all got a committee y'all kind of brief this to?
So the squad has signed off on this?
Yeah, I mean, like y'all are some kind of, I'm thinking more of like a committee, somebody to kind of oversight or talk to y'all and say,
Yeah,
okay, this is
it's
good.
you guys.
Okay, so y'all directly
You are
come
the
to-
committee.
Y'all will come directly to us Okay. All right.
He's not asking you to obligate yourself to any money today, just to the plan overall.
Just to the plan and get started.
He can come back to you later.
There'll be several briefings along the way. Hey, this grant come in, that grant come in, or whatever. Or that grant didn't come in, now we gotta go some other way. But we need to get started on a pathway.
So this is just.
I'll make a motion.
Contingent on your receiving grants.
No.
Is that right?
I guess that'd be the best way to explain it.
Yeah.
He can't write a grant, really,
Until we get our approval.
until we get on board with the plan, right?
Okay.
Because there's no way we can handle that debt load by ourselves.
Right.
We just.
I have a motion by James.
So basically what you're saying.
To endorse the
What they're
plan.
saying.
Now, that's not obligating you.
Right.
And it's spelled out in that 15-page strategic plan that I gave you last month.
But when it's
Now-
all said and done, he is obligating us for the money.
Now, just a minute before you call for that vote. In the next budget cycle, it will be 15 and 16, you've got two loans coming off, a $130,000 note for the sheriff's department and $150,000 for the sheriff. It'll come off in November of next year, and $130 on the fire that'll come off in August of next year.
But we're gonna turn right around and buy 3 more trucks.
I know, but those notes are going away at the beginning of the next fiscal year.
Right.
We're about to add one for an ambulance, you know.
Yeah, we're about to add one for that, but that's the right way to do it, is to plan ahead.
And then in fiscal year 16, you've got 2 ambulances coming off, one in May and one in February.
I just thank you. I'd like to end with the fire departments and the rescue squad are the only departments that get out here and raise money to provide capital equipment. We don't ask and I'm not trying to throw anybody on the bus, we don't ask the ambulance service to have fundraisers, the sheriff's department, or any other departments in this county. Fire departments, rescue squad.
Okay, I have,
Thank
you, Tim. I have a motion with Jamie Holloway to endorse the.
I'll second.
Second by Mark Barker, roll roll.
Mark Barker,
Yes.
Russell Reed,
Yes.
Todd Hallaberg,
Yes.
Darren Ashford.
Yes.
Jim Bush,
Yes.
James Holloway.
Yes.
Liam Stickley,
Yes.
Steve Prince Bush,
Yes.
Richie Hunter,
Yes.
Adam Melton,
Yes.
Paul Carr. Motion carries.
Okay, item number 8 is discuss the software issue at the sheriff's department. How are you going to be presenting
Well, I brought it. I need to say it out.
On the side. To do?
Y'all should already have the paperwork, USA software, or software now.
I've got US and PT.
There's not a big difference in the prices on these. But, we've set through, you got one?
Yeah, I got one.
We set through presentations on both of them.
Richie, I don't have it with me.
And, we've got to change software. This new update with Southern Software has crippled our department in a bad way. We can add more users, $950 a user. But they've made it a lot more difficult, and I wish I had Tammy Myers here, because she's the biggest critic in the county. She don't like nobody, don't like nothing. But she was impressed with USA Software. And she said it was so much simpler. They took a lot of stuff away from us on the updates on Southern Software, and all the users down to 3. I believe that's right. 3. Well, so
How
I go to
many
looking
users
at.
do you need, Darryl?
Well, I got 15 computers sitting there. You ought to be able to walk through that building anywhere and get on a computer and pull up what you need off the software. We can't do it at this point. Mandy and Tammy has to have it up front for the jail part of it. Ed's bunch has to have it in the tower. Well, that cripples everybody else. We have to stop whoever were to be in a tower here where is available, shut them down from what they're doing to get what we need up in front. So I went to work looking at software companies. And I'll be the first to tell you, I don't like doing this. It's a headache. But USA Software and PTS were the only ones that I feel as a county can afford. Both of them offer great stuff. USA offers a little more. But I told a couple of commissioners that's talked to me about it. One thing I like about USA Software, I've got a tech sitting 40 minutes away.
That means a lot.
That means a lot. The yearly service agreement's a lot cheaper with those. But I was told the guy with USA Software, David Hunter, that they're hiring another tech, which that's going to be 2 right here close. PTS seemed like a great organization. But USA had just a little bit more to offer in the future that we don't have to update that we would have for somebody else. And I'm just not going to bring you the third quote because it's unbearable. Nobody can handle it in here.
Tell them what it is, Darryl, so they know how good a deal this is.
$133, almost $134,000. And they don't offer what neither one of these companies offer.
Darryl, when did the update happen when they just limited the users? I never did ask that the first time. When was that?
4 months. How long has it been since they updated? It was this year.
Was it
Earlier
before the
this year.
budget?
Just about budget time. The budget doesn't come through before we got all this done.
Yeah, because you
I could have planned for this in the budget if I had known it.
That's what I was asking. I just didn't know the time frame.
Didn't have the time frame.
Okay.
It was after we had already approved your budget.
Oh, yeah.
Several weeks.
Yes. But I noticed sitting back here in the corner, Mr. Hunter's here from USA Software. If y'all have any questions you want to talk to them about. I mean, we're going to have to do something. It's crippled our office. And this is the cheapest route I know out. Unless y'all can come up with something.
Well, this is. Let's see. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, that's you. Let's see.
What's the law enforcement committee think?
I don't think so.
We hadn't met about that, no.
Well, they need to appoint a new law enforcement committee, because we got a full member shy. 3 members. I think that's going to get later on.
Okay, yeah.
Do you want a recommendation from law enforcement committee?
Well, this kind of money, excuse the thinking, but I kind of assumed the remaining members had said and had a brainstorm or 2 over it. I'd kind of like to know what they thought, but since they hadn't, I guess we proceed without it.
We don't have to vote on it today, do we?
From my understanding from Darryl,
You already know.
this is good till
I think it's
December.
already been brought to your attention.
Okay.
We
These
need
bids.
to get some kind of plan in motion, or just forget it before December, because I gotta re-up in December with Southern Software.
And if something ain't done with them, they're gonna lose everything they got with Southern Software.
Let's ask Mr. Hunter a question or two. You're the one that's at Cookville, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And tell us some of the capabilities of this new software that we would be making improvements with.
Well, number one, you're not gonna be limited with your users like you are now.
Yeah.
And Sheriff's gonna be able to utilize all of his computers, all of his folks are gonna be able to log in with the information they need. As far as capabilities, it's gonna be very comparable to what you have now. As far as any extra ones, it's hard for me to tell you right off the top of my head right now what they are, but it does have some advantages. If nothing else, just the simplicity of the way the programs work. It's going to be a lot more user friendly, and you're not going to lose any of your abilities that you have now. You're actually going to be able to do some things, a few more things, and you're also going to be able to do it a lot easier. And of course, we have localized support. And coming from a law enforcement background, I'm familiar with what he needs, and I think we're going to be able to address all of his issues and better serve the public here.
So you don't have any limit on users?
There is a limit on users, but the way we have it set up, it's going to cover all of his employees without any problem.
Yeah, but what if he adds employees?
Well, that shouldn't be an issue. Even in the future, the way that we work it, we'll be able to take care of it like that. We're not going to come back and start charging you for extra users like you've run into in the past.
Who are you serving now? What, anybody that we could refer to or should have referred to, or?
Yes, we have software with the state Alcoholic Beverage Commission. We actually wrote the software that they use. I think we're in Tennessee State University. We have some software there. We're fairly new in Tennessee, so that's what we're trying to do, is get some departments here. There will be probably the largest one we have right now. If we go, you guys go with us. Our corporate office is in Florida, so most of our bigger accounts are in Florida. That's what I'm doing here in Tennessee, is just taking care of Tennessee only. Probably one of our biggest accounts would be Atlanta, Georgia. We have their evidence department, where they handle about a little over $1 million pieces a year. So we have small, we have some large ones. Pretty much handle whatever is thrown at us when it comes to that. So this would be a nice sized department for the money, I think. We try to keep the price down for you. I know that's always an important thing.
Would y'all want the law, once these committees are approved, which we have, if you look at the law enforcement, we have 2 or 3 on there that's got law enforcement experience. And would y'all want them to call a special meeting, meet with Darryl and this gentleman, and get a price, get all this laid out, and then report back to him the next meeting?
You want the price is already there. The price is already there.
No, I'm satisfied with what I've seen. I just wondering what their opinion on it was. I've talked to Darryl.
The initial startup, you're looking at $62,000, right? First year. The initial cost, first year startup, got your annual maintenance of $7,000 plus the $55,000.
No, that's not.
That's
not the same one.
No,
USA.
That's the other one.
Right.
You gave us the USA last month, didn't you, Darryl?
Yeah, it's
And what was this one?
Yes.
28.
it's 29. court?
It was 95.
What was?
About $50,000. That's a 2-year price, 28,000.
I see. Yes.
3-year.
And what's the annual maintenance on it?
53, 52, 50.
So the initial startup would be your first year maintenance plus.
On the USA, it's got a 2-year and a 3-year price. 2-year is 28,000.
Yeah, that's a leasing option.
Yeah, leasing option. And the 3-year is 19,000. The leasing options. And then your annual software is going to be the 53, 52.
Mr. Hunter? Yes. First of all, thank you for coming down for this meeting. Just a couple of questions. You're the representative, sales representative for USA Software. Are you also the supporting contact? Are you the support department for Tennessee?
It's $5,300 a year.
Two methods, but that's what I'm here for. I will be able to conduct some support, certainly direct that. And of course, we have phone support from our corporate office. It's just a very minor issue.
Okay. Now, most of the support can come from phone call or working online or whatever.
Yes.
In the event, Sheriff Young needs your presence here for an issue, is there a mileage charge from your home to his office?
No, sir.
At all?
All included, and also in that price, that includes the first year of support. So the support isn't over and above that price.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So is this an increase in your budget?
Yeah.
Next year? For next year to maintain this, it's a 2-year lease, right? So this outlay, we'll give
Yeah,
pay
it is,
this
yeah.
right here, so it's an increase for next year.
Is
Is this an increase in your budget, brother? That's all I'm asking.
Well,
Yes, it'll be an increase in his line.
It'll be an increase in his line, right? So this year it costs us up front, and next year we gotta make sure.
Maintenance.
Maintenance grant.
Cheaper than what we're paying now.
So
We're paying $8,000 a year now.
So what you could look at as far as, your startup costs and everything, you can come out of debt service instead of going into the general fund.
Can't we pay this lease for the 2-year lease out of debt service?
I think so, but you better let me check with all.
What?
You'll save money if you'll pay it outright.
Yeah, that's right.
And that way, we'll keep our general fund like it is.
Well, you don't have it in general fund, really, right now.
Yeah, that's right. That's why he's saying go to debt service and get it.
And I think you can, I think that would qualify as a capital project, but that's something that I can really check.
Is software a capital project? That's the question.
Yeah.
It should be.
It should be, yeah.
It should be.
It should be.
Yeah,
Right.
Like computers.
but that's not
The
considered
hardware and the software go
equipment.
together.
Well, it's why ain't it?
That's operating system.
Only the maintenance agreement would have to come out of the other, wouldn't it, Russell?
The maintenance agreement would have to come out of general, I would think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, out of general, and it's gonna be less than what we're paying now.
Well, if that be the case, then it should be a wash in his
budget.
That's right. Don't you think so, Brent?
Well, that's what I was thinking. I said, so if he's paying this much for current software that's going out in December, so I was just curious, future, then it should be a wash. It shouldn't increase his budget. And that's kind of what I was asking. I didn't know.
But as far as the initial cost,
Yes.
we're going to stay out of the general fund part and go to the debt service.
Let me ask
What do you want to do? You want to do it all at once? Save about $6,000?
That's what I've been.
You go out and pay a service, you actually save it 40% on your maintenance. This 6 months of this budget.
A 2-year payout's 56, and a 3-year payout's 57.
I'm all for saving money.
Comptroller's office and check on this and we'll let all of y'all know as soon as they tell me.
That'll be soon.
Is that all right? Let him check with comptroller.
Make sure.
Put this,
I think it'd be good.
put this up high on next month's budget, agenda.
You'll have to.
Well, again,
We need, because this run,
Unless y'all
Special
want.
meeting if we have to.
Yeah, we gotta do
We
something
still
next
gotta-
month. That's right. We gotta
Right,
do
we
something.
got, yeah, November.
Are y'all ready to act on it now?
End of the year?
End of the year.
Okay.
Last of December, Darrell said.
The problem we have with this, and y'all need to understand that from it, they need a window.
Yeah.
Every
To load.
month, PTS said they need the 6-week budget. I can't afford to lose what we've already got.
That's right.
We're gonna help us move.
You know, I wish we'd worked today on it.
Yeah.
Hey, I tell you what, listen.
Darrell brought this to us a month ago. All he did today was give you a budget, a bid that was higher than last month's bid, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And we've had a month to think about it, I think.
he's also give us a deadline.
What do you think?
I'm a
Jim,
agreement with that, you know, we go out and, you know, take it out of debt service initially.
To go with the plan if we can take it out of debt service?
Right.
Okay, and I'll find out Monday.
And then you call a special meeting if we have to do something
I
different.
will.
Because Darrell has got you can't wait till the last minute to change
No.
computers and software.
All right, I got a motion with Jim Bush to approve Darrell's request based on if we're allowed to take it out of debt service. And if not, I'll get with you as soon as I find out. Do I have a second?
I'll say,
Seconds, we'll call the roll, please.
Mark Barker.
Yes.
Russell Reed.
yes.
Rod Osborne.
Yes.
Karen Ashford.
Yes.
Jim Bush.
Yes.
James Holloway.
Yes.
Dan Stickles.
Yes.
Brent Bush.
Yes.
Richard Hunter.
Yes.
Adam Miller.
Yes.
Roll call.
Okay, item number 9 is budget amendments for the sheriff's department. This is marked number 9 at the top. It should have been mailed to you. You know, we used to wait for the end of the year to do all the budget amendments, but we've done on the back budget, we have to move money from one line to the other. It's not that you're increasing spending, you just move it around within the budget. So we have, that's what this is. Is there any question?
And I want to publicly thank Miss Hilda for, she that you received this in your packet, and right down here is an explanation of why each one of these amendments need to be made. You know, a reimbursement or a check from the Lions Club, those things, we didn't know about those things, you know, back in July when we voted on this budget, but they have to be amended during the year to keep everything right. Correct, Ms. Hilda? And you've done a good job of itemizing why each one had to be amended.
Ms. Hilda does an outstanding job.
I'll make a motion that we accept 7301 and budget amendment.
That's the sure on that.
Hey, you just keep it.
Mark Barker.
Yes.
Russell Reed.
Yes.
Rod Osborne.
Yes.
Karen Ashford.
Yes.
Jim Bush.
Yes.
James Holloway.
Yes.
Dan Stickles.
May I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
Sheriff, Ms. Hilda, this $7,300 is additional revenue that is coming in that we didn't know was coming in at budget time. Is that correct? I vote yes.
And we did know about the grant that we received from GHSO. We
Yes.
knew it was coming in, but we did not know. It wouldn't have been right there in that.
Right. Thank you. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Richard Hunter.
Yes.
Adam Miller.
Yes.
Roll call.
Okay, item number 10 is budget amendment for the highway department. Should have on this royal.
That's on the equipment, right? The
That's on-
first,
I forget what piece of equipment I have to track, but I can't say for sure. They've already got a tractor, they've already, the budget amendment.
Tractor and a bush hog.
See, the note
Won't never
proceeds
be wore out.
87,000, we're doing a credit with the highway department in that page. No. Any questions?
I'll make a motion to accept.
You'll have a motion to approve.
Yeah, baby.
You don't sound
Introductory by Jamie Hall.
not.
Yes.
Russell Reed.
No.
Rod Osborne.
Yes.
Karen Ashford.
Yes.
Jim Bush.
Yes.
James Holloway.
Yes.
Dan Stickles.
Yes.
Brent Bush.
Yes.
Richard Hunter.
Yes.
Adam Miller.
Yes.
9-1 against. Motion carried.
Item number 11, discuss monthly meetings.
Oh, we were just gonna discuss it. Leave it like, whether to leave it like it is, meeting on Tuesday nights on 2 months out of each quarter, and then Saturday like this on 1 month each quarter is the way we've been doing it. And, is that what y'all want to continue?
Let's move them all to Saturday.
No.
I had a call from some citizens that didn't want it, because they work on Saturdays, and they'd like to be
Yeah.
present.
Yeah, we got some citizens that work on the weekends, we got some that can't be here at night. I mean, you're.
And I gotta work tonight. You have work tonight?
That's right. Well, you don't want every Saturday.
No.
I make a motion, we leave it like it is.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
All right, what are we leaving like it is?
The meetings. We're meeting on Saturday, at 10 o'clock on the weeks, months of January, April, or July.
Quarterly.
Every quarter, like we've
Okay,
been doing.
okay,
And then the in-between months, we meet on,
Tuesday nights at 5 o'clock.
okay.
Would it be possible to change the time? 'Cause I work Tuesdays, I don't get off till 6.
Okay, it's all right, I mean, I don't care, about the time and
Can
the
you
day
be here by
of the week.
6:30?
Have to go.
The reason we were meeting at 5 is because Jim's got to drive to Nashville that night.
Okay.
And I have to be at work at 7.
And Karen has to be
If I have to work.
work at 7.
I try to
Once a
swap
month,
shifts,
can you get off a little earlier, or do you know?
I'm try. Well, they get
Depends on whether
courthouse.
it's here at the courthouse.
in the store too.
We want to accommodate each one of us, though. I mean, and I understand, Jamie. Is it only on Tuesday?
Yeah. Well, I work Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, every other Saturday.
Okay.
We can leave it like it is. I'm trying to get off.
Thursday.
Quarterly.
Is Thursday all right with y'all?
Thursday's gonna be all right.
Saturday, right?
Yeah, it would be,
Saturday.
yeah.
Well, no, this is the time to change it. Just do it for a year. I mean, is Thursday just as good as Tuesday for most of y'all?
What do you want? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, every other Saturday. So that's-
Thursday, okay with you?
Thursday.
Thursday be fine. We're trying to get it for Richie here now.
Richie, Thursday.
Tell us about you.
Oh, I'm pretty flexible now, but
Is Thursday
Unless
as
he
good as
goes on
Tuesday?
vacation again.
Yeah.
Is Thursday as good as Tuesday?
Thursday's as good as Tuesday.
I don't mess up your vacations.
No, I'll work around.
Russell?
You want to amend your motion then, Mark?
Brent, is a Thursday just good?
Hold on, just a second.
Hold on.
Thursday good?
Yeah, good for me.
Russell?
Russell?
No
Don't matter.
comment?
Don't matter. Yeah.
Glenn?
I'm for Saturday only myself, but I'm odd man out.
Yeah, you're odd man out.
I'll amend my motion.
I might be on vacation.
I'll amend my motion to meet the Saturdays like we normally have and change the meetings to Thursday instead of Tuesdays at 5 o'clock.
January, April, July, and
What
October.
Yeah.
What Thursday is this
Yeah, what-
month now?
Yes.
First Thursday of the month.
First Thursday of the month.
At 5.
First Thursday of the month.
That's good.
Okay. The motion is to have 4 quarterly meetings, 10 o'clock on Saturday morning. January, April, July,
What?
October. The other 8 meetings will be the first Thursday of every month at 5 o'clock. Correct? Who's second? Mark.
Yes.
No,
Todd Osborne,
Yes.
Karen Astor,
Yes.
Jim Bush,
Yes.
James Holloway,
Yes.
Lynn Stickley,
yes.
Brent Bush,
Yes.
Richie Hunter,
Yes.
Adam Melton,
Yes.
motion carried.
Okay, item
Okay,
number
what time?
12.
What time?
5 o'clock on Thursday.
I already did that in the call.
10 o'clock on Saturday.
13 is new business.
I got some notice, hold on.
All right, we have
Yeah.
some notice.
Got no-
Becky L. Harris, Nathan A. Sanders, Angel M. LaVelle.
Got 3 notaries that have to be approved. Do I have a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve.
Russell Reed, second by Todd Osborne. All in favor, let it be known.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Does any of the commissioners have any new business? Because I've got some I have to bring, if you don't.
Are we gonna go over these committees first?
Well, yeah.
That's one of them. We've given you a list of committees. If you want to be. if you
Can we
wanna-
take, can we take 5?
Yeah, we'll recess 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a pretty good idea.
That's pretty good.
That's the best idea he's come up with.
Joe Daniel Davenport used to call him fish all the time.
Say what then?
He used to call him fish.
Fish.
Street.
Go fish.
Yeah, go fish. Yeah. Joe said, keep fish above water and you'll be all right. But no, you keep that information.
Yeah, that's good. First collection's bad down
there. Here somewhere. I'd say downstairs.
We should go before this. It should be.
What are you doing, boy?
You all right, huh?
That was the entertainment portion of the show. What are you doing, boy? Thank you, Miss Hilda, for all you do, sweetie. If we can help you, let us know here. If we can help you, let us know.
I will,
Keep up good work. Well, no, Mr. Ed. Always nice doing you.
Said he wasn't a man.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Mr. Glenn, how are you? I think we've made some pretty good decisions so far. Yo, what's up?
You got too many piles.
I'll tell you, huh?
What's going on? I don't know. I know that I'm going to pull it out today.
We couldn't run more. We couldn't hardly run a full back. Plus that creek down there. Did it really? Oh yeah. Nothing scares me anymore.
What'd you get copies?
Yeah, I didn't think. I just said that creek down
Oh yeah. But I forgot about that holiday.
Appreciate the info, Tim.
So I don't, so I do.
Let's start fighting, does it?
See, that don't.
They don't even stop.
See, I can't, they don't like it.
What's up, Mr. Russell?
Yeah,
Doing all right over there.
That's the fact. A lot of times I'm going out, we've got 8 family names. Yeah, of your great
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, I'll go back home and tell Mr.
You gotta watch it. People, the voters. You ready, Steve?
I'm ready to go. Let's go.
Well, they were there to support.
I'm glad to win enough jail for that.
The first time I was there,
Everybody start, find their seat.
yeah, I had to break the calculator out on that sheriff's. I wanted to see how that, I wanted to hold old Darryl down a little bit. That's the only question.
You get your calculator? You smart enough to use your phone. Your kids can.
Yeah. I know Michael Roberts, surveyor, he has a request of a commission, and he had told me, and I'll forget if I don't go ahead and let him present his request. So, go ahead, Mr. Roberts.
My name's Michael Roberts. I own Roberts Land Surveying, and I have recently purchased property at 203 Lucas Lane. What I'd like to do is, this is a private road, it's for me, and I would like to rename this road to High Point Lane. It's a simple name, it's a private road, it's my driveway. And there's no one else living on it. The only reason it has a name is because it's about a 1,400-foot long driveway, and anything over 800 feet needs a road name. I've already cleared it with Mr. Sullivan as far as the road name. He said that would be fine, it's a simple change, and I would like your approval. He said you all had to approve it.
What is the existing name?
It has to
The
go
old name is
before
Lucas Lane.
911 board. We can't do nothing until they come back.
Yeah, it'll have to go before the 911 board.
And after they meet,
When they meet and they make their recommendation, we'll approve it.
Mr. Sullivan
we'll vote on
said it was up to y'all, because they
Well-
can't approve it.
He's not the board, he's just the director of the 911. He has to go
Right.
before the board.
Now, this isn't a county road.
No, it's not a county
It's
road.
not a county road, it's just his driveway.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I thought change any road name. you had
Any
to do
road
that.
name, you've got to go before the committee
Yeah.
before we can do what we do.
That's what we agreed upon the last commission.
High Point.
High Point Lane. Lane.
Lane,
High Point Lane.
We have a case.
You get Mr. Sullivan to somehow get the other
Get your committee
We'll have to
together.
committee to approve it and bring it right back to us, and we'll do it without you even being present. We have to.
Okay. We'll do that.
It's just procedure. I mean, it's just- that's
All right,
procedure.
this is the ones on the 911 board. John Naylor, Brenda
Me.
Phillips, Roger Kearney, Anna Pittman, Todd, Ricky Coe, James Atkins, Thomas Melton, and Frank Maskey. Them are the ones they'll have to make, and you'll have to discuss that with them.
Have any idea when they meet?
I have it at home it's pretty soon. We do have,
Call
I think
me
we have a
up
meeting
and
this
I'll find
month.
out, let you know for sure, and then if they approve it, you call me back, and then they won't even have to come, all the guys that need to come through, and I'm on one board.
John Naylor's chairman.
Yeah, John Naylor.
I'll help you know. Okay, one thing that I have, or two or three things. One is the new ambulance resolution. We, in the last budget, we purchased, in the last budget, we approved purchasing a new ambulance. We paid for it. Somebody said, well, purple ambulance is coming off next year. And we got, I believe that we talked about 120,000, but the bid was 110. The low bid, we had one that was like, Ricky, one was 129, one 120, one 110, something like that. So Ricky went with the low bid, so you should have had this laid on in your seat today. This is a resolution just approving that we go ahead and borrow the money and pay it back. We'll have a motion to approve it. And it was approved in the budget.
I'll make a motion, we can go ahead.
That was you, didn't it?
Yeah.
Ken Bush made the motion.
I'll second.
Glenn Stevens second, and we'll call the roll.
Mark Barker.
Yes.
Russ Stevens.
Yeah, yes.
Todd Allenberg.
Yes.
Karen Asher.
Yes.
Bill Bush.
Yes.
Dan Holloway.
Yes.
Ben Speaker.
Yes.
Brad Bush.
Yes.
Reggie Hunter.
Yes.
Adam Evans.
Yes.
Okay, and I know everybody's wanting to get out of here, but this is a couple of things that I have to bring up. I'm required to, revenue anticipation note, because, we do it every year, we have operating money, and y'all all know that, operating July 1, so their money starts coming in. And, you were mailed a couple, but this one, I think we're at 177,000. I'm only required to inform you, and it be in the minutes that I informed you that I will say this, we've maxed out, we can't borrow anymore for debt service. That's all we can borrow, so that's why I'm really having to watch and ask everybody not to spend anything that's not necessary. But take that as my official notification.
This will get us by till revenue comes in. They'll have to.
They'll have to. Nothing else I say. Now, also, Diane and I have been, Glenn, you got a okay. Diane and I have been on the phone and meeting with ladies at the comptroller's office and with their audit daily practice. And I'm the letter that I sent you, and I called a special meeting of the budget committee, and I think most of the commissioners were sure that night, but I'm required by law to inform you in an open county meeting, and I have to send proof by the minutes that Cynthia keeps. We'll have to send the comptroller's office proof that I informed you of this tax flow problem. And I've already informed you, but I got to do it at this meeting. And what I provided for you today is this it says attachment A, that was sent to me from the comptroller's office. That is all the revenue anticipation loans that we have borrowed out of debt service that has to be paid back by June 30th. And if you'll notice, county generates $122,454, solid waste $90,365, and ambulance $113,000. I don't know what we're going to do about rates. We can't borrow any more, and they need startup money because we have to have startup money to be refunded for what you spent. So that's something we're going to die and I'm going to get with them Monday to see what we can do on that. This is the most that I've ever seen. I've never seen us borrow $800,000 for operating capital where the money comes in. The most I think one year we borrowed $7. Usually 4 or 5, and I don't know, and I'm going to be very, very honest with you. I don't know. I just hope enough comes in to pay all this back. it doesn't, we've got problems, but according to the audit, according to the comptroller, the budget that this commission passed last year will balance. That's the reason they accepted it. You appropriated enough money to cover the expenditures that you had, that you approved. So if that happens, we're okay. That means we'll have enough money to pay it, but if revenue was for some reason to be way down, I'm going to continue asking each department, don't spend anything to get out of that. Hopefully this will correct itself a few there. So officially, I've explained this to you, and I'll be happy to let any of you talk to the comptroller's office, whatever you like. Committees. Now, I gave you these committees. Mark recommended. Mark has done an outstanding job as chairman, probably should still be chairman, but Mark recommended these committees, and they look like they're good committees, and I know I worked with him some on it. We tried to put people that had expertise in certain areas on certain committees. Now, you've got two options. Y'all can approve them today, and you look them over and approve them next month.
I need to add 2 on the budget committee, if it'll be all right.
What I suggest is we add to next meeting. Everyone has this list here. This is our, and we'll have an official approval next meeting. The sheriff has already given me some additions to law enforcement, and I'm going to give them to you, Mike. And then
That's an addition to what he has.
Yeah, in addition to what he has right here. And if you want to make an addition, just tell Mike and we'll have an official.
I checked with, you want to add that, do you?
Yeah. No, that's his changes.
Oh, does that match?
No.
No, it's taking some on.
That's your recommendation?
That's his recommendation.
Okay. Let me explain committees. I called CTAS. I said, who's responsible for committees? He says every county does. He says it's all over the place. Putnam County does it one way. He said, how do y'all do it? And I told him. I said, usually the chairman of the commission makes the recommendations and then the commissioners approve it. He says, well, stick with that because he says, unless the commission votes to do it a different way. And I think it works fine, personally, the way we've always done it. But he said it would be, any changes, so would be the chairman's recommendation. And let's just say 9 of you commissioners says, look, we don't want James Holloway on the law enforcement committee. Well, y'all could approve them all with James Holloway, but it would still be up to the chairman to come up with a new name. So I just want to explain that. Do you want to wait till next month to approve this list? And then maybe.
What do y'all think?
My recommendation too, if I could ask this, is that every committee be an odd number because there should never be the ability to be a tie.
I agree. And I got in the bind on Mark got in the bind on the budget committee, and the way it is now, it is an even number. Even numbers do not work on committees, I'll tell you. So, let's look at this. Each commission look at this. I suggest if you look at it, you will pass a definite committee list next month. Okay?
One more thing, is this the correct contact information for all the commissioners? Can everybody look at it and make sure?
You're on.
Because if it's not, we need.
That is a good question. Everybody look
Well,
at contact information. Do you need to give me an email address or anything to be added to that? If you do get me that, then we'll change it on the list. I have everybody's address.
in my way of thinking, it would be over the county property, vehicles and all.
In your email, I have.
But now what Uncle Mikey wants it to be, I don't know.
I think the citizens should be able to contact their district commissioner
Come
without
on,
correct
Russ.
information.
Now, you know better than
They
that.
can't.
What?
What you see.
Richie,
I'll stand by.
Huh?
I'll stand by.
Well, I know you stand by, but you shouldn't be that way.
Cell phone,
Why?
which you probably won't want a cell phone, but you got your
Well, 'cause I
phone.
agree what
But
you
if
say.
you want to add your email address, just contact me and
Okay.
we'll do a new list. Okay, that's all I have, I think.
Glenn, you want to talk about that? we've in the past year, we've had, no better word, we've had minutes to approve of the last meeting. And I think we should continue to do that. Have something in our packet that shows what we voted for last meeting and how many voted for it.
Good
In
idea.
writing, that's right. I've never sat on a board, and Glenn Steakley brought this to my attention after he got on here when he was elected. And he had never sat on a board that did not each month approve the minutes of the last meeting. And then if there's any corrections to be made, then we make them then. And if we approve them, then they stand as the official record.
Okay, I don't see a need to vote on that, we'll just do it.
Oh, yeah, that's
Is that all right,
good.
Cindy? And Diane will type them up if you'll get us.
And Tracy did a wonderful job of the months that she did that, as she kept meticulous records of who voted what, and she even put down on, it doesn't have to be who voted how, but it does need to be whether it's unanimous or it's 8-2 or 6-4 or whatever it is.
Of course, I do want to.
But you do have the record of who did vote, yeah.
She has a written record in the official book in Bobby's office, plus we can have a cassette tape. We can go back 10 years, I've done that, and listen to the commissioners.
That's right.
But I know what you're saying, you're wanting to view them before.
That's right. After we have the roll call, we need to approve last month's meeting minutes.
I want to say one more thing, I'll shut up, I promise, because it's lunchtime. Cynthia's already given me the mean look. I just want this commission and myself and Darrell and everybody just do what's best for Cannon County. That's all I'm going to say. I didn't ask a single person to make me chairman. I'd much rather Mark be chairman. And you may like me, you may not, you agree with me politically, or you may disagree with me politically. I don't care about that. What I want to do is hopefully keep this commission working on 18 and try to, we're going to have some problems. We live in the best place in the world. Ask anybody who lives in India, we live in the best place in the world. But we are going to have challenges, as anybody does. So I just hope and pray that we all try to work together and just do the best job possible, and that's what the people elect. And I promise you, I give you my word, I will do this. Is there anything else? Has Darryl got anything else? Something you want to sing or anything? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Hey, hold on.
You buying lunch, free?
All they got to do is live in our world.
Congratulations.
Yeah, but you might get sleep tonight, I'll bet you.
Yeah. Go through this, see what I need to throw away.